On this episode, what really makes mindful edging and sacred sexuality different.
This is the Holistic Alpha Male Optimization Podcast, where we help you unleash your true power as a man.
Hey guys, welcome back to the show. I'm Stephen Mathis. Thank you for being here, being a part of this growing tribe. Let's talk about mindful edging and sacred sexuality and the foundation, the core of what really makes it entirely different. The way that we approach things, the way that I approach things, the way that I try to convey to you and teach to clients and guys in the brotherhood. It is fundamentally different. And there is a really easy to understand fundamental difference. It, of course, takes time and implementation, and we can talk about and do need to talk about and work on strategies and practices and various aspects and layers of this. But the real core of it is relatively simple. Let's think about the low vibration forms of sexuality in today's world. Tinder and casual dating and casual sex and all of that. Porn, Instagram baddies, easily available massages with happy endings and prostitutes and all of that. Any form of low vibration sexuality is easily available in today's society. And what do all of those things share? Before we dial into what they share, let's bring it back a little bit towards the middle and move away from that obviously negative kind of stuff. And let's imagine that you're in a relationship or you're not in a relationship, and most of your sexuality, or your sexuality as you think of it, is about your girlfriend, your wife, your prospective girlfriend, the women that you see as you walk around the world. What is the one thing that all of those, from the, loving, good intentioned place of being focused on your girlfriend, your wife, somebody you want to date, to much lower vibration things, the one thing that all of those share is they're external. We're focused on something or someone else. In every case, every one of those cases, we are aroused by and desiring of and primarily focused on connecting with something external. So in the case of porn, it's digital images, right? We're engaging with this completely external digital image or video of someone who, it may not only have been a year ago or 5 years ago. The people that you're watching that video very well may be dead. There are a lot of porn models who commit suicide. Do some research on that. So whether it's that or, again, you're married, you're in a relationship, your desire and your heart is really you want to connect with your partner. Again, all of that is external. Here's what really makes mindful edging and sacred sexuality different. As we approach it, first and foremost, our priority is connecting within ourselves and going deeper and deeper and deeper within ourselves and connecting with our own soul and our own body and our own spirit, independent of any of those other things. So let's say that you're married. The core of sacred sexuality, if we're in a committed relationship, absolutely ought to be, first and foremost, connecting with ourselves in deep and powerful ways. Because as we interact with everyone in the world, whether it's in a sexual way or not, we always interact through the lens of the way that we connect with ourselves. So when you're interacting with your girlfriend, your wife, whoever, you're interacting with her, including having sex, through the lens of how you interact with yourself when it comes to sex. So the real journey in mindful edging, in sacred sexuality, in transforming something that drags us down and turning it into something that lifts us up and empowers us and helps us serve and be better and get more life out of our life, the fundamental shift is to stop being so focused on everything external and move gradually towards more of an internal focus. Now, this does not mean that you will sacrifice connection with your girlfriend or your wife or whoever. The exact opposite. The more that you can connect with yourself in a deep way, in a sacred way, the more you will be able to connect in that way with your partner. So even if, and especially if you were in a relationship, your solo time, your time connecting with yourself and understanding yourself is not only an investment in you, It's an investment in your relationship. And if you're not in a relationship, it's an investment in the relationship or relationships that you will be in. This is the main difference. Now, are we going to immediately or at any point completely stop thinking about or desiring or being attracted by something external? Our wife, our girlfriend, right? No, we're not. Absolutely, we're still going to have that. But that's not the priority. It's not the foundation. It's not what drives the show. We're going to gradually move more and more from being in a place of compulsion to those external things, being pulled around by the external things, to instead connecting with ourselves in a deep way. And from that foundation, we choose with intention the external ways that we engage with that. It is completely different. It is completely simple, really. And in practice, of course, it takes time. And in practice, of course, there are techniques and tactics and ways to implement this and lots of different perspectives and layers in how this works in our life. But that's the real key, you guys. If you think as you move forward in this, wherever you are, just take another step toward a little bit less of an external focus and a little bit more of an internal focus. It will never be 100%. It's never going to be 100%. And you don't need to take this giant jump instantly or in one day or 1 week. Just keep taking little steps toward a little bit less of an external focus, a little bit less of an external compulsion, and more of connecting with yourself. Now, one last thing with this, from a tactic standpoint, when you are edging, you will have very likely, almost certainly, you will have some sort of fantasy come up in your mind. We know that in mindful edging, you're not using porn, right? And you will likely have stuff come up in your mind. It might be a current relationship, somebody that you're in a relationship with. It might be an ex. It might be some porn star. It might be somebody you saw in the store, whoever. The way to move towards connecting with ourselves and less of that external focus, one of the key ways is, as that comes up, is just let it go, come back to yourself, come back to the energy, the physical sensations that you're feeling. I like to think about both warmth and light as it relates to that sexual energy. Over and over and over again, you're going to realize that you're caught up in some kind of thing, some vision, some person, some external thing. Once you realize that you're really caught up in that, let it go, come back. And as you do that, you're going to gradually spend more and more time connecting with yourself, and you're going to gradually spend less time feeling pulled away from yourself by that stuff. Because here's the very last thing to understand, is that external stuff, it pulls you away from the core of you. It pulls you away from the right that you have to be the sovereign and true version of you, because it pulls you away from that depth. You're giving up your right to be the most authentic version of you to whatever degree you allow yourself to be pulled around by these external things. So if our sexuality is primarily driven by being pulled around by these external images and sources and people, you're giving up your power and sovereignty in one of the most important parts of your life, and really one of the parts of your life and your being that drive so much of the rest. So continually, over and over again, let go of the external, come back to yourself, to the feeling, to the sensations, to the emotions. Again, as it relates to your edging practice, come back to the physical sensation, the warmth, the light, however you want to feel it and connect with it. The more you come back with that, the more you're going to get in touch with your power and your strength and your vitality, because the more of your energy you're calling back to you. Here's the thing, what you focus on, you give energy to. So all of those external sources, you're giving energy to them by focusing on them. Focus on yourself, start there. You will not only have so much better interactions with yourself in this way and in every way, but you will have better relationships and better sex. Support you. Thank you for being here and listening. Have an amazing rest of your day. We'll talk to you soon.